All right, welcome back. In the last episode, we finished up most of the other stuff in Ground Zero. As far as I know, there's only one more mission to do there, and that's after I finish Debut. We get a mission called The Luxurious Life, I believe. And we have to go find a specific wine bottle in that store I mentioned in one of the previous episodes. And quite frankly, I think that's it for Ground Zero afterwards. So we're going to quickly go in on a quick scav run. We see he's got the bolt action pistol and 366 TKM, which is basically like a smooth bore version of 7.62x39 that they have in place for like these funny sort of legal loopholes, if I understood correctly. Because real AKs you're technically not allowed to have, or it's a very specific license, whereas if they use AKs chambered into this 366, because they're smooth bore, it's classified quote as a shotgun, so you could have a lesser license to still kind of have an AK. And my understanding is that the ammo is quite good, actually. Obviously, because it's smooth bore, it's not as accurate as far out. But I mean, if you're only hitting, paper targets, or I believe you're also allowed to hunt with it, and you're like, about 100, maybe 200 meters, you're perfectly fine. So what do we have here? Got a TT and this VPO, which is honestly quite good. Where did I spawn? Okay, interesting. They changed the pumping station, so I lied. This isn't even... I'm in the wrong spot. Oh my god. Oh my god! It's all gone horrific. I don't care about the broken arm, I care about the bleed. That's a heavy bleed. I don't have anything for a heavy bleed. Unless I just shove a Snickers bar in the open wound. Do not do that. Oh, everything is blowing up. Oh, there are med bags, but obviously they're over where all those bad guys are. Things are blowing up. So it is difficult to see. I am bleeding to death. Please let there be something. Oh, these guys are not lootable, really. Oh boy. Come on, have something in here for me. I just need like a bandage or something. The military cable is actually useful. That's hilarious. Did I get him? I did. I got him. You know what? We could take the shotgun. And what are these? $25 damage. 100. We'll go with the slugs. Although I'm sure the Prana is good because it probably has a bunch of projectiles, so it could be better. But we'll go with the slugs just for the sake of it. And we'll head into the factory. Unless we go... Is Ground Zero... I wonder if Ground Zero is like a very specific like level, and there's like a gear maximum for AI, which would be quite nice. I mean, honestly, we still don't even have a stock for this. So if we can find an SKS with a stock, we'll take the ammo and the stock, because most of them don't have the rail system, so we're quite lucky to get our hands on the rail system. We still don't quite have enough money to start insuring things, so, we're basically just going to have to make do with what we have right now. The best part is this is being recorded day of because I was busy yesterday. I was out, so if my voice sounds a little funny, sorry, not sorry. I was busy, out at a party, had a good time. So I'm not here for anything in particular, other than taking out some scavs and trying to get the pump action shotguns. Where are we headed? I don't really know. Got that tiny lag spike, which means it's a bunch of stuff did just spawn in one go. That's something that they said they fixed, but they never have, so. Someone's hurt. Like, I know my guy's out of breath, but somebody's hurt. I hear him doing the injured breathing. I honestly didn't know you can go in here. I mean, there's quite a few places in this map I didn't know you could go. Because I don't play it, because like there's a couple, like I said, a couple quests, and that's it. This is the restaurant, I believe, that has the wine, right? This might actually be a completely different restaurant. Yeah, this is a different restaurant. Oh, so it should have food and things. No surprise that there would be cigarettes in the rations. I mean, technically that just makes sense, right? Get these. The paracord, probably not useful for a while, but it's never a bad idea to carry something like that. These are definitely useful later. Pineapple juice. I think that's the Dr. Lupo's coffee beans. Yep. Wash. Basically just loaded up on food. Okay. You know what? Now I'm thinking about it, I don't think that there is a gear limit, because we've seen people with all sorts of funky stuff, right? We've seen shotguns. We saw a guy with an AUG. That's the wine place. I'm just hearing all sorts of shooting, but I'm not seeing anybody. So in this game, there's like 5 or 6 different hit markers, areas to hit on the head. And it's like head, eyes, head, ear, the chin, the nape of the neck. It's got like so many different things that, quite frankly, is kind of unnecessary. I feel like they could probably just do like, you know, front of face, back of face, and call it a day. And it's not even like a skill. Hello? It's not even necessarily a skill issue or anything. It's just, you know, at some point you put too much. Anything good? Measuring tape? Oh, I do need the measuring tape actually, so I'll put that away for my hideout. Ooh, reload. Could fill up the mag later. Now's not a good time. Ouch. Ouch. Crouch and pop a med because my leg is gone. Just because I don't want to necessarily run, but being able to walk at a good speed is useful. He's popped in here somewhere. Shoot. Was that a player though? Okay, well, thank God for the heavy bleed. We are not doing very good. I'm surprised they didn't shoot each other, quite frankly. But at the same time, also not really, because the AI in this is a little wonky, where the scavs and the PMCs don't always fight each other when they really should be. So. Now. How long does this take? Oh, 16 seconds, okay. What does he have? That looks like the Vepr Hunter. Oh, close enough. Oh, welcome back, MP7. What is this egg? A golden egg. Don't mind if I do. Definitely take these mags. Oh, he had a kit to come in with the MP7. But not much. This goes in here? That's really weird. Let's drink that. Oh, stop, stop, stop! God, this game, man. This game. It's like, in real life, you just chuck the thing away. As soon as I heard him ages ago, but it takes so long. So long. To stop doing what you're doing. It genuinely is really irritating. I mean, to be fair, a lot of games do suffer from this issue where, like I can think of off the top of my head, Squad or Arma. Your guy's like, ah yes, someone is coming, I need to switch to my gun, but I had my rocket out. You know what I shall do instead? I will take my sweet time and do this and slowly put everything away. It's no, don't do that. Yeah. Oh well, I mean that is Tarkov. Oh no, the gear's gone. It is what it is, right? That is how Tarkov works. There is, I'm sure, a mode I can put in for security is just a wooden door. Beautiful. Okay, that'll finish up in 30 minutes. I'll see if there's a way for me to speed that up instead. Okay, so that's generator level 1. Good. What do I have? A Keter with an empty magazine. I mean, I can buy ammo and magazines, right? I just can't buy weapons. See, this, it costs thingy for now. Like, this costs trade for now. Or I could buy a couple of these. So we'll buy like 2. And we will buy... Honestly, I never remember which one is good. None of them are great. You can see like level 6 pen. All that stuff. This one is the highest at like 13. The 65 damage is pretty good. But I mean, this is 55 damage for like a third of the price. That's 54 for a little less. Like, we'll just go with a bunch of those. We'll take like, I don't know, let's say 80 rounds. We get a little bit more range than we would with the shotgun. And we get full auto capability, but we have no armor. So we'll go back to Ground Zero. Well, you know what? Ground Zero, we'll just run the factory, actually. We'll just do factory runs and, quite frankly, just go after scavs, because that's what we need to take out, right? And pick up the shotguns. I would kill for a game that, you know, something somewhat realistic or whatever, but just has the ability to just basically quickly like if you double tap your weapon button, you just drop on the floor whatever the heck you were doing. And some things like may not be usable again afterwards, like, you know, the milk, it's quote, it's empty now, or if it was a gun that you were looking at or a backpack, you know, the stuff is fine. Maybe it takes a very minor amount of durability damage, but, you know, just a much quicker swap, which just makes sense. It's just more realistic, right? So let's hope we don't run into too many scavs here, because we are not armored or anything. And we have, quote, one of the guns of all time. So. Okay. That was scary, actually. I got shot in the head. In the stomach? No, you lied to me. I don't know why that first guy didn't go down. Looks like we have got to do a scav run. This game, I find, does tend to suffer a little bit with terminal ballistics issues. And I mean, Arma is notorious for that, right? You hit a guy 3 million miles away, and he just sort of goes down, and he probably will get back up again. You know, he's unconscious. Squad is really bad for that. I run over someone with a tank, and they can get revived. It's like, bro, what? It's why sniping in that game is not super great, because it's not just sort of instant down. It's just like, boom, done. I got 10 rounders, which is not ideal. But if we like stick around somewhere and just chill. See, the thing is, here, scavs are always friendly to us, unless we shoot at them. But it's, so we don't want to shoot at them, obviously. But sometimes it's hard to discern if it's a scav or a PMC. If that's suppressed, that is very unlikely to be a scav. Something tells me I probably couldn't throw a grenade that far, but we'll give it a shot anyway. What? Those are both PMC. How many PMCs are there? I feel like I saw, what, 3 or 4 people and every single one of them was a PMC? Really? And I still have a Mosin. We can make it work. Oh boy. Not factory. Hang on, let's see. Do we have what tasks do we have? Flyer, get a 3 in armor and Taz. We still haven't taken out any scavs. Every person we've taken out has been a PMC. Production, go to woods. 1 of the 3. Plant this on, or plant 3 of these on scavs. Maybe, and then a couple of duct tapes. So we can go to, can't believe I'm saying this, we can go to woods. And then do our best. Where did it put me? Very far. I have to go way out to, like, east of the side of the map. You can see the introduction. Hopefully this doesn't look horrendous. It's very vibrant, but also because the map is very green, and famously compression hates green, so... I do... Okay. I do miss playing this with my friends, because it was nice to have another set of eyes, or multiple sets of eyes, looking around here. Because right now it's just me looking around. It's not ideal. I mean, obviously, you know, there's people who play exclusively solo, but they have a lot more time and map knowledge than I do. Especially because it has been so long since I've played properly, that a lot of what I did know once upon a time is now sort of forgotten. So. What the hell? I do quite famously dislike this map, because I've had some very fun experiences with this this quest, actually, in particular, the introduction quest. There was a wipe way back when Jaeger was first introduced that I think I did about 14 or 15 different tries to complete the mission. I went in with a full 5-man. I kept dying. I was the only one who would die. I would go in solo, do a night run, I would die. Like, it didn't seem to matter what I was doing. I just kept dying. There you go. There is a scav dropped. Let's see. I doubt he fell down. Yeah, no, his body's up there. I see it. Sometimes, very rarely, the body can fall down the rocks. And you get a free, like, a sniper scav kit. I remember my first raid ever in woods, and I didn't realize the sniper scav was an AI, and I tried the wiggle. And that was the time, I tell you. It will go. There should be a little cave in here. Yeah, and there's like a couple boxes to loot. This is an extraction, I believe, potentially, if you have a Red Rebel pickaxe and the paracord. I don't have a Red Rebel pickaxe, and I certainly do not feel like fighting, what's his face? Sturman, so. But have to go to the south. So basically that way. In case you're wondering, is the map cheating? I would argue kind of not really, because I mean, in the game they give you a compass. Plus, if you look up online the map, right, and have that on your other monitor or your phone or whatever, okay, and then if you could figure out where you are, you know, then it's not that much different for me looking at a map right now, right? Except now I just don't have to open up something else and do, you know, sightseeing to figure out where the hell I am. Alright, if I open up the map and I knew, oh, achievement, that I was here at the plane, I could figure out where I was. Right, I could figure out where I needed to go. But this doesn't mean I have to sit here for 20 minutes doing all that work. So I would say it's more of just a quality of life thing and ease of access. It's funny. Hang on, I thought I heard something. Back in the day, I don't know how many times I would get to the plane and then not be able to see this. It happens so often. Okay. And then we head that way to the roadblock? No, we head that way to this roadblock. This roadblock way out there, on the right side of the map, that one I remember is very funky. There's something buried there. You know what? Considering that's his... It's probably a poop. And there are other maps that you can see from this map. Like, that is customs. And then so from, I think, customs, you can see a factory. You can see interchange, I think. From that one, too. I don't fully remember. Scavs do like to congregate around there. So I should be mindful and not be standing on the top of these rocks like an idiot. You know, the more I think about it, right, the more I realize AI has such a major advantage. Because humans, they can't, sure we can see the whole screen at once, but they can't focus on the whole screen at once, right? They can only focus on like very specific parts, just that's how eyes work, right? Whereas the AI can see and focus on everything on the screen. And because of that, they have such a major advantage. If they see a single pixel move behind a bush, they know like, hey, there was a player there. Right, whereas a player might be able to see that only if they happen to be looking at that bush at that time. Right, which means that things like camouflage and stuff tend to work a lot better. And I know I've probably talked about this at least 4 or 5 times now, where whenever I'm playing against other players, I tend to pick clothing and stuff that is more, quote, logical and reasonable for the environment I'm in. Especially, you know, an Arma, where I'll play like with camouflage that makes sense. Whereas if I'm playing against AI, I'll wear hot pink, you know, bright yellow, you know, like the raincoats, the rubber raincoats. I'll wear like full black, you know, basically whatever is drippy. Because, you know, it looks cool. or looks funny or whatever. It's easily identifiable, but the AI will see me regardless of if I'm wearing bright yellow or black on white or whatever. That was a headshot from 120 meters, by the way. And that, to me, that just makes sense. Like, it just, you know, sure, you can look cool and drippy with the camouflage on, but sometimes you can look cool and drippy in other things, like black, which don't really work in a forest as well as other camouflages do. But again, because AI will see you regardless of what you're wearing, it truly is a thing that doesn't really matter. So, we got a surgical kit, which is good. And before we forget anything else, introduction I think is mechanic. So we give him the message. Now we have access to Jaeger, who wants lunch, noodles, the big Tushanka we had sought earlier, the Iskra lunchbox. Like, he wants stuff, right? What does he? Oh no, I don't want to pin that. Fuel container, which can hold fuel. Oh, that's cool, actually. Now we don't have access to buying CMF kits, but we can trade him for 3 of these snippers to get a CMS kit, which, quite frankly, is not worth it. However, what we can do, technically speaking, buy one of these, buy 2 of these, and go to him and go supplier, turn in the shotgun. And you used to be able to do this back in the day before the found and raid. But quite frankly, I don't really mind doing it this way, because, you know, that's how we did it way back, and that's how we will continue to do it. So, I can buy a Thermaster cooler for food and drinks. I can afford it, I just really don't need it. Got backpacks, shotguns, even of the double barrel variety. This AK, this is the one chambered in 366, and it is smooth bore, right? With the last 120 mil, the barrel being rifled, so-called a paradox bore. Interesting. The paradox rifling classifies the weapon as a shotgun under Russian law. That is quite interesting if you really think about it. So, what can I sell to him? There's nothing I really want to sell, quite frankly. If anything, I'll sell this. I don't think I need the gold. You know what? It's not worth it. Something worth selling. I would like one of these, but I'm in no rush to get one. There's other things that are more important. Painter. It's got this really cool stock for the Vepr Hunter. So you know what? I mean, I'm going to have to do more thinking about this. However, it might be worth going and being like, you know what? The challenge sounds interesting, but realistically is not all that useful. For don't buy any weapons, because sometimes, like right now, I have the Mosin. If I lose the Mosin, then what do I do, right? So, but that's all I have time for right now, because again, this is day of, and I have other things to do today. But later tonight, I'll be able to keep recording for, you know, tomorrow and day on, and, you know, do the proper sort of batch and get ahead of schedule. But I've been behind, and basically, this is just a last minute, like, hurry up and record. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. If you guys like what you saw, leave a like, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, share with all your friends, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.